Hi, my name is Marcus and welcome back to the channel. Star Wars fans, this one's for you. I've been a Star Wars fan for the last 15 years. It has had its ups and downs for sure, but I will say that one of the shining beacons of the Star Wars community that has perplexed my fandom over the last 10 years has definitely been the channel Star Wars Theory. He is the biggest Star Wars YouTuber on the YouTube platform, and without his expertise, I don't think I would be as informed within the confines of the entire Star Wars franchise as I am today. Like, my fandom started with the Anakin Skywalker saga, but due to his influence, I went back and watched the original trilogy, and it also gave me the want to learn about the Mandalorian, the Clone Wars, the series, Rogue One, so on and so forth. So he unveiled his own personal project with his team, movie Vader 2 is a sequel to his own self-fan-created movie that he released like 8 years ago. Then last night came up with the sequel. We gave it a watch, and it is easily one of the coolest fan film pieces of Star Wars lore that I have ever had the pleasure of watching. It takes place, right after the Revenge of the Sith, Episode 3, where Vader and the 501st clone troopers are hunting down the remaining Jedi so that the remaining Jedi can be eradicated from existence. So easily some of the coolest CGI that I have ever had the pleasure of witnessing. It's so insane to me, this level of CGI that I saw get witnessed in this 22-minute film last night. That is just, think of like your favorite video game, the CGI cutscene. It's better than anything I've ever seen Disney create when it comes to CGI. It's right up there with the likes of like Bad Batch, the best of the Clone Wars. I would even say, it's a tad bit better. From what I've learned throughout my research, so that it took them 3 years to organize the CGI for this movie. It contains no AI at all whatsoever, so that's super cool. So the kicker of the story itself is that the 501st Legion has been dispatched to take out a rogue Jedi, and the rumored rogue Jedi is Mace Windu, that he somehow survived his encounter with Anakin Skywalker and Darth Sidious after, he tried to make that arrest. And, I'll tell you what, man, the last few projects that we've seen Vader in, he just has this appearance of this godlike figure. It's really cool to see, Vader kind of get taken down a peg or two, as we all know the Mace Windu is one of the few Jedi that actually has a power level, Dragon Ball, that can actually take Vader on, along with like the likes of Obi-Wan, Yoda. Mace Windu is definitely right up there, just as one of the strongest Jedi in existence. So, seeing him approach the Vader and talk smack to him as well as he's trying to take out, the other rogue Jedi within that temple. It was super cool to see. Also, really enjoyed the premonitions of Vader. Even in mid-battle, it's almost like he was still sensing Padme's presence. It's almost like she was screaming out for him or crying out for help. When the fire was surrounding him, and you can just see, it's almost like the fire was like kind of a representation of his inner turmoil of still kind of clinging on to Anakin Skywalker slightly before fully turning into Darth Vader. That's spectacular. Even though it didn't really need to be expressed with any words, you can just see it in the cinematography. So really cool design choice in the script writing for that. Also, definitely gotta appreciate Mace Windu being able to stop bolts in midair, kind of like Kylo Ren did in episode 7, I believe it was. He was able to just stop bolts in midair without even utilizing his mind. I feel like he barely even raised his wrist or his hand up to stop those bolts from the clone troopers. So that was really cool to see as well. Fight scenes and the use of the force powers within the movie was spectacular. Just again, it's just what we're able to see content curators be able to put forth their own income to help create for a fandom such as this is just wondrous, man. All of the music fully orchestrated. You could definitely tell from start to finish the full 22-minute short had fully orchestrated music. Definitely some kind of remixes to some classic music slots from Revenge of the Sith, Attack of the Clones. So that's really cool to hear and see as well. Shout out to the clone troopers in this movie. Looks like when they actually aimed at something, they actually hit it. They didn't really take anybody out, but at least like they just weren't shooting aimlessly at nothing. So shout out for that. Set pieces were beautiful as well. The architecture of the cinematics, you know, seeing the raindrops sprinklers off of the clone trooper helmets was just spectacular. And just seeing the immaculate shine off of Darth Vader's helmet was really cool to see as well. I know I'm hyping this up like crazy. If I did have one little nitpick, Vader's voice, not my favorite, but who the heck can, you know, replicate James Earl Jones' iconic voice? I know that's easier said than done. So if it was one little nitpick that I had with the short, that would definitely be the Vader voice. Maybe let's try to pick somebody that with a little bit more of a deeper baritone voice. Just saying, wasn't terrible by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, definitely the coolest night of the entire 22-minute movie was the return of Terrence C. Carlton, the voice of Mace Windu, making his return, and just the dialogue that he had back and forth with Vader. You know, Vader trying to shit talk him for, you know, failing the Jedi, and then Mace having the audacity to shit talk Vader right back, saying that he failed his dead wife and his mom. That's of the entire movie, that's definitely the one-liner I feel like that's going to be remembered for sure. So, you know, kudos to that decision to add that dialogue between those two in there. And kudos to Mace Windu for being able to force push Vader like he was nothing as well. So hard into a wall that it actually crumbled on top of him. So definitely has some cool fight scenes in there for sure. You know, seeing Vader kind of slaughter a few of the Jedi before Mace Windu made his appearance. And again, you know, seeing the group of rogue Jedi kind of slaughter a lot of the 501st Legion as well before Vader made his appearance. So it was set forth really cool. It was the rogue Jedi versus the clone troopers. You kind of have the Jedi kind of whipping the clone troopers, and then Vader makes his appearance, and then he overtops a few of the Jedi. And then, you know, if things, all hope is lost for the Jedi, and then Mace Windu makes his appearance, and then now you know, overtopples Vader. And now for the conclusion of the episode, you have Mace Windu and the rogue Jedi kind of surrounding Vader. So I'm very curious to see how Vader is going to be able to make his way out of this. You know, we all know Vader is strong, but is he strong enough to take down the reclaimed Mace Windu and some other Jedis as well? I don't know, man. I'm very excited to see it, though. Definitely give Star Wars Theory credit for his screenwriting capabilities. Yeah, he's definitely has me intrigued to see how this is going to turn out. I cannot wait to see it. Now, to make sure that we actually get that episode 3, we all need to go to theorysabers.com and buy a lightsaber. I have yet to purchase one for myself. Lightsabers from Walt Disney World, the dark saber, Luke's, Obi-Wan's, and Darth Vader's saber from there. I have a couple of Hasbro ones as well. I need to go ahead and break the bank and get my first Theory saber as well. So we'll leave a link for that in the description below. So, you know, so that's, according to Star Wars Theory, that's what's funding these episodes, to give the fans what they've been craving for, just a true, authentic Star Wars experience. So, you know, very grateful to, you know, be able to get to experience this and be able to talk about it to you guys on YouTube. So hopefully, you know, we can all go out and support the project so that we can get a conclusion, which will be a climactic battle, a cinematic mocap fight between Mace Windu and Darth Vader. So we definitely need to get that in so that we can see the conclusion, man. I'm so excited. Okay, that's it, man. Really just a 6 to 7 minute commercial, just telling y'all that y'all need to go and just look at this video and just experience it for yourself, especially if you're a Star Wars fan, man. So that's gonna wrap us up. If you enjoyed my breakdown, if you enjoyed Star Wars itself, you know what to do. Hit that like button. Also consider hitting the hype button. That'll let the YouTube know that you're appreciating the effort here and send you to more Star Wars content. You can follow me at youtube.com/marjack79. I'm also on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Star Wars Theory, if you ever see this video, I mean, keep up the good work. Thank you for doing what you're doing, and yeah, may the force be with you. All right, and with that, I will see y'all on the next one. I'll catch y'all later. Bye.